Hi, I'm Yvonne from Pree Designs. Thanks for taking a look at my video. Today I'm going to show you just a nice, quick, simple card using some of the products in our January to April catalogue and Sale-a-brations catalogue. Now I'm going to be using beautiful designer series paper. This is available free with a $90 order in Australia. I've already used most of this design on one of my other cards, and these are your other papers in the pack. Of course, reverse side or double-sided, they're 12 by 12 and you get 2 of each sheets in the pack. So that's the designer series paper. Then I'm going to be using the Notes of Nature stamp set and dies. Now the only stamping I'm actually doing is using this little stamp and the greeting, and then I'm using some of the die cuts in here. Now this set is found in our January to April catalogue on page 43. It's a beautiful bundle. It's actually a double bundle, so you can get this set as well, but beautiful to work with and nice and easy to work with as well. So that's in that catalogue, and as I said, the paper is in the Sale-a-brations catalogue. So let's get started. I'm using a piece of the thick basic white, and that is the full A4 length. I've scored it, and then I've cut it at 10.5 centimetres. I've scored it at 7.4 and at 14.8 in a landscape orientation, and that's because I'm just making this card a nice simple easel card. So I just want to burnish the side. Now under my work surface or under my paper, I'm actually working on the glass mat, but it gives a lot of reflection on my video, so I'm just covering it with a piece of grid paper. The glass mat is a free when you sign up product. It comes with a cleaning cloth and also a silicone palette, which you can use for all sorts of different techniques. As I said, it's free when you sign up during the Sale-a-brations this year, which is from the 4th of January to the 29th of January. To sign up, you need to choose $235 worth of products of your choice and only pay $169. I would love to have you on my team, so please send me a message. You'll see my links in the bio, and send me a message and I can give you all the details if you can't find them. So I'm going to start off with a mat. Now my mat measures 10 by 14.3 centimetres and 2 pieces of the designer series paper. They're both exactly the same size, which is 9.5 by about 7.5. And I'm actually going to layer them onto my mat. I like to use our, what's it called? Stampin' Seal or our Tombow glue. But for this one, I'm just going to use our Stampin' Seal. You don't need a lot of the seal because it is very, very adhesive, nice and easy to use. I'm just going to turn my print up the right way so the flowers are going the right way, and I just pop the first piece of DSP down and then the second one over the top. Then I'm going to pop that on my card base. Now I don't want to put adhesive on the back of this because we should always put adhesive on the smallest piece going to the biggest piece. So I'm going to put adhesive. I'm actually going to use my Tombow glue, so I've got a little bit of wriggle room. I'm just actually putting it through the middle of the cardstock, not going to the very top or the bottom or sides to side, because I want to make sure that I have a nice little mat of the white on all of the 3 edges, which you will see, which are the sides and also the top and the bottom. So that there just makes a really nice, simple easel card. Okay, so it will sit nicely if you've burnished it. Then I'm going to bring in my die cuts. Now I've actually, just for ease of the video, I've already gone ahead and done my die cuts, which are in Wild Wheat, in Pebbled Path, Calypso Coral. I then just stamped the floral stamp and die cut that, and then I've also stamped my greeting and just left that in a little rectangle. I actually did it on some scrap. So now I'm going to adhere these pieces onto my card. Now on your dies, you can always tell which is the right side of the die because the edges go down into to your work surface and they are nice and soft, whereas the top edges are a little bit more harsh to touch or to run your finger along. So I'm just using glue dots. I've got them off screen just to try and keep everything nice and easy so that you can see it on screen. I'm only putting 3 little glue dots across there. The glue dots are really adhesive. You could use dimensionals if you haven't got glue dots, because I know that this piece is taller than my actual card. Oh, it's not. I've actually cut it this time. I'm going to take it a little bit higher so that it is just over the edge. I've matched the bottom down there. You can adjust your die however you wish. And then that will just sit really nice and easily on my card. Flip that over and put a couple of glue dots on that one. Just going to pop them on a couple of the strategic leaves. Now my little Calypso coral leaf detail I broke, so I've actually put it together with just a tiny bit of a glue dot. I'm just going to place these pieces, oops, that's already sticking, through the center, just covering up that join a little bit. And then this is the one that I broke just in there, but I put it together with a little piece of glue dot at the back. And then by the time I put my glue dots on there to make it stick to the card. Now when I'm using glue dots, I actually make them smaller if I'm going like rolling them, but not rolling them onto my take your pick tool, just giving them a little bit of a roll so that they're smaller than the flat circle. That also gives them a little bit of dimension. So it just brings your work just a little bit off. Sorry, I just need to move this over. Just brings your work a little bit off the paper without giving it too much dimension. If you want lots of dimension, then use a dimensional. So I'm just making sure my little join where I broke that, you're not even going to notice. Then I'm going to bring in my greeting. Now for this greeting, you could leave it as is or just do a little bit of fussy cutting. Just around the words. I always like to leave a nice little white border around. I should have done this off camera because you don't really need to see me cut, but then you can see how I cut. I always move my paper to cut. I find that much easier. So there is my greeting cut out. On the back of that, I'm going to pop a couple of little baby dimensionals if they want to come off. And I also like to work on my silicone mat, because then if you get a little bit too much glue on your piece, you can always flip it over, tap it onto your mat, take off some of that excess glue so it doesn't ooze into the wrong places. Then I'm just going to decide, my tools are in my way, I'm just going to decide where I want that. I just want to cover up my little join with the words, and that looks pretty good. Flick that little leaf out if I can, so that then that can, yeah, that's better. Flip out, and then I've got one more piece to pop on, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that. Just a couple of dimensionals. Move that down a little bit. Paper's off. Using my take your pick tool, because again that makes it nice and easy to release the papers. And I'm just going to pop, might pop the little end underneath those leaves and just bring that up so it's covering over a little bit of this and coming up to my tea. Okay, so I've been away and I have stamped the little flower and die cut the flower, and then I've got a piece of copy paper for my insert. I'm just going to pop that in to my card just to finish it off. Sometimes when I design cards, I actually design them on paper in my head first, which is what I did with this one. So I didn't think about actually holding the easel up. So I'm just bringing that little stamped image back in, and then that just down there on a dimensional will hold my easel up. I also then, because I had the stamp out, stamped my envelope. So that is a really simple, really easy card to do using the Notes of Nature stamps and dies, and also the papers. Thanks for watching.